And I just wanted to thank you for taking the time today to listen to this presentation. That being said, I would like to turn your attention to a great issue going on our planet today. All of us have probably heard the words climate change before. Few of you may even know that the federal government has actually banned the term from being used in any public forum. If climate change doesn't scare you, then that fact alone should. Our First Amendment right to freedom of speech is being restricted. This should not silence our generation, it should spark a conversation, an imperative conversation surrounding the issues of climate change. Far often than not, climate change skeptics use fear appeals to turn people away from addressing issues of climate change. Due to this unfortunate reality, individuals are choosing to avoid the problem altogether. This in turn creates a severe communication issue surrounding environmental issues. The problem alone provides the incentive for necessary action regarding environmental education efforts. Without taking too much of your time, I would like to discuss a possible solution to the present climate change issue and the lack of effective communication surrounding it. A possible contributing solution could be through the efforts of the nonprofit Treasure Hunts for Adam. As the founder of Treasure Hunts for Adam, the motivation came to me through various teachings throughout the completion of my BA in Communications and International Studies. Treasure Hunts for Adam is a necessary nonprofit with a great deal of heart surrounding not only the protection of our environment, but the protection of our present and future generations as well. Our mission is to better educate and prepare the next generation, ages 5 to 10, for the issues surrounding climate change. In achieving this goal, education through an encouraging and interactive format will motivate both children and parents to learn more. We firmly believe that through this educational training, we will be able to spark a more optimistic movement surrounding the environment, as opposed to the popular doomsday approach to climate change. The actual concept came from a young influencer in my life, my 5-year-old brother Adam. Living on a lake and seeing the trash that would collect along the side of it, Adam and I decided to make it our mission to collect it all. With our buckets and our eye patches, we conducted our very own treasure hunts. This became a bi-weekly event that brought both of us a great deal of joy. The next phase in brainstorming came from the class Global Environmental Conservation taken at the University of Minnesota Twin Cities campus. From the environmental knowledge acquired in this course, in combination with the creativity I gained from working with my little brother, the dream for Treasure Hunts for Adam was born. Our mission is to educate and recreate what environmental protection can look like. Instead of terrifying people out of looking for a solution, we want to encourage positive involvement in an attempt to solidify an impactful movement that sparks greater conversation. In addition to promoting environmental education, this project will relieve areas of the negative implications that come from the common and far overlooked crime of littering. Not only does litter take away from the community appearance, it also takes away from the environment. Exemplifying this crippling factor to environmental health is the issue of trash pollutant in water. Given Minnesota is the land of 10,000 lakes, there is a great chance of this happening. Take Lake Minnetonka, for example. Several pollutants from boating outings end up in the water and have actually created swimming hazards within the lake. In addition to the water contamination is what happens once the water begins to evaporate. Disintegrated trash pollutant is evaporated and that is consumed within the air. Maybe you can avoid swimming in the trash, but can you avoid breathing it in? According to Green Eco Services, Minnesota spends $5 million a year collecting litter, not including the city's and the county's payment. Community service enforcement by the government to help take care of the issue has actually helped. However, St. Paul city officials have gone on record stating they have received more than 36,000 complaints over the past 2 years and have picked up 300 tons of trash in public areas, but they are still searching for solutions. Given that the metropolitan Twin Cities area faces a great deal of trash pollutant every day, suggests that there's a definite issue needing to be addressed here. If you take a look at the following pictures that I provided in the edition download, you can see that these were taken in 2009, and one is alongside the highway, the other is in a forest area with the CPL grant that we're looking to apply for. There's 3 types of area that they cover: wetlands, grasslands, and forest lands. So the one on top there is of the forest, and the one on the bottom is of the highway. So just taking a look at that, you can see that it's not only not appealing to look at, but it's just doing disastrous work to the surrounding soil. So that's a huge concern and why we need to address it in any way that we really can. The grant, again, that we're hoping to acquire comes from the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources Conservation Partners Legacy Program, or CPL. The Conservation Partners Legacy Program funds conservation projects that restore, enhance, and or protect forests, wetlands, prairies, and habitat for fish, game, and wildlife in Minnesota. Funding for the CPL grant program is from the Outdoor Heritage Fund, created by the people of Minnesota. Given CPL is legislatively recognized, with the Minnesota public on board, their grant could help solidify our mission to better protect the environment by teaching our younger generation how to do so. Furthermore, by teaching the next generation the significance behind protecting our environment through a creative and interactive way, such as group treasure hunts, we can further environmental protection efforts. Given the issue at hand is our children and the planet in which we all call home, efforts such as those behind the treasure hunts for Adam need to be made. In regards to the specific action that will be taken, volunteers, participants, and their parents will visit areas within the Hennepin County that face heavy trash pollutants. While collecting our loot, the volunteers will teach the participants how to properly separate their findings into the allotted treasure chests. While creating this interactive and imaginative environment, the young participants can get educated on current environmental issues. By obtaining the projected budget of a mere $300, CPL could help jumpstart treasure hunts for Adam in our efforts to eliminate trash pollution. Though the physical efforts of treasure hunts for Adam may be small, the educational efforts could be immense. Feedback for this project has been extremely positive, from environmental scientist Dr. Boghosi at the U of M to the communication expertise of Dr. Boyson of UMD. This project has been stated to have great potential in environmental protection efforts. Although this is only an abstract concept at the time, we hope to develop this effort further. The environmental issues we are facing today have painted a rather bleak picture for the fate of our planet. As a sister, a student, and a concerned global citizen, I feel that it is our duty as the acting next generation to establish a fundamental set of skills within our younger generation. A set of skills that will prepare them for the environmental risks that may lie ahead. If our present federal legislation does not face these environmental concerns, the younger generation will have to try and fix them. And by that time, it actually may be too late. Treasure Hunts for Adam is a nonprofit with great potential that could use your support. Our current goal is to obtain the funding we need to become a solidified nonprofit organization. Please join the environmental efforts behind our mission. The time is now to spark a revolutionary conversation regarding issues of environmental concern. Rather than running away from the problem, let's start running towards a solution. Now from a word from our sponsor, Adam himself.
Hi, I'm Adam. I don't know what to show.
3.
Let's show on a treasure hunt.